Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry it's been so long. My computer, my laptop that I got for my birthday last year just does not hold storage for the life of me. Like, I have deleted so many things and it still doesn't let me upload my videos. But for Christmas, I got the big iMac, so I'm super excited. I am finally able to upload my videos. I am going to definitely be doing it more often now that I'm actually able to. So, I am doing my 26 to 34 weeks. I know that's like a huge amount. I did have them split up, but I lost them or something happened and I just can't get them to upload. So I'm just gonna re-record them and I'm just gonna put them all together, and hopefully from now on I can do them in smaller weeks. So for this video, it's going to be an 8-week update. So I am 33 weeks and 5 days today. So I had a doctor's appointment today and they said everything looks good. And at my last doctor's appointment, which was a couple weeks ago, I found out that I have anemia, which I already knew because I eat ice like it's going out of business. And I found out that I have gestational diabetes, which is so much fun, let me tell you. I wish I would have had gestational diabetes with Nikolai, because with Nikolai I craved all healthy things. Everything that was healthy, I wanted it. With her, I crave everything that's unhealthy. And of course I get gestational diabetes with her. So now I have to watch what I eat, and I have to take my blood 4 times a day, and so that's really fun. But yeah, it stinks, but I mean it's not gonna be for very long. She's gonna be here soon, so hopefully, crossing my fingers, I don't find out that I have type 2 diabetes after I have her, because that would just be, I don't even know how I would deal with that, because I love my bread and my pasta and all things carbs, which I'm not allowed to have. So pray with me that we do not have that. Other than that, at my last doctor's appointment, I weighed in at 140, and today when I went in, I weighed in at 139. So I lost a pound, so they didn't really like that, but I told them it was because with gestational diabetes, I am scared to eat anything. So I try and watch what I eat, but I guess I'm making it so that I'm not eating enough. I don't know. So they told me just to like keep cheese and peanuts and that kind of stuff with me. So even after I eat my breakfast or lunch or dinner or whatever, if I'm still hungry, just to snack on those things. So I'm gonna have to start getting on that. The heartbeat is good. Her heartbeat is at 140. I don't remember what it was last week, but today when they did it, it was 140. And my belly is measuring right at 33 weeks, so that's good. Yeah, so that's everything for doctor's appointments. For symptoms, I am super tired, which probably has to do with the fact that Nikolai, the past like month and a half, 2 months, he has just not been wanting to sleep in his crib. He's only been wanting to sleep with my husband and I. And he was really, really good at sleeping in his room all night long. Like, I started sleep training him at, I want to say, 8 months, when he was 8 months old. No, I started putting him in his crib when he was 6 months old, but I started sleep training him to like sleep on his own at 8 months old. So he was doing good and sleeping all through the night. I would maybe on occasion would have to go in there once at night and just give him a bottle or change his diaper, and he would go right back to sleep. And then when he was like 14 months old, I started getting him to sleep by just putting him in his crib when he was still awake but sleepy, and I would give him a bottle and his pacifier, and he would just lay there and he would eventually fall asleep on his own. I wouldn't have to rock him in the rocking chair. I wouldn't have to make sure he was asleep and then place him into his crib. He would just put himself to sleep. And then a month and a half to 2 months ago, he woke up at like 3 a.m. screaming, and I went up there and I figured he had like a bad dream or something. So as a mom, you want to comfort them. And of course, at 3 a.m. I'm exhausted, so I don't want to like sit upstairs and rock him and wait until he falls back to sleep and he calms down. So bad mom move. I brought him downstairs with me and my husband and laid him in bed with us, and he went right to sleep. Well, ever since then, he will not sleep in his bed. Like, refuses to sleep in his bed. We will go to lengths of letting him fall asleep in our bed and then trying to move him to his crib as soon as he falls asleep. But as soon as we start moving him and he feels that he's going into his crib, he wakes up and starts crying. Or if we do achieve getting him into his crib while he's still asleep, he wakes up an hour or two later screaming, and he refuses to stay in there. So that's been really fun. I have gotten to the point now that I'm just so tired because I mean, I'm 8 months pregnant, and I was going to lengths of getting in his crib with him and laying with him in his crib. Can you imagine an 8 months pregnant climbing in and out of a crib? It's pretty funny to watch, I'm telling you. But yeah, so I would do that and he would fall asleep, but then I would get out and go back downstairs, and as soon as he would like move to get comfortable or wake up for some reason and he would notice I wasn't there, it didn't work. So last night I buckled down, and it was really hard because at being pregnant, you're super emotional. Like, your emotions are heightened, but I have to do it because once the baby comes, I can't have both of them in my room. I literally will never sleep because if the baby cries, Nikolai will wake up. If Nikolai wakes up for some reason and starts whining and wakes up the baby, like, I'll never sleep. So I was determined to get him to sleep in his crib. So last night, he fell asleep in our bed, and my husband moved him to his crib, and he slept for a good, I want to say 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then he started crying. And I was like, I'm not going up there. He needs to soothe himself. He needs to cry it out. I've read books. I looked it up online. they said that the cry out method, you let them cry for a little bit, like you add 5 minutes every time. So you let them cry for 5 minutes, and then you go in, you don't pick them up, you soothe them, and then you walk out, and then you add 5 minutes. So then you wait 10 minutes if they're still crying, and then 15 and 20, and you just keep going until they eventually just fall asleep. My son is almost 2 years old. He's a smart cookie, and I know him. If I would have gone in there after 5 minutes of him crying, or 10 minutes of him crying, or 15 minutes of him crying, he would have realized, oh, if I continue crying, mommy will just come in. So it doesn't matter if I stop crying, I just have to keep crying afterwards, and then she'll come and get me. So I knew that about my son, so I just let him cry. And he cried for a good 45 minutes. And you guys, you have no idea how hard it was for me. Like, I started getting teary-eyed, and like I wanted to go up there so badly, but I just knew that if I went up there, it wouldn't solve anything. I would just be putting myself back into the situation of him sleeping in our bed. So I just let him cry. And after 45 minutes, he was still whining and like kind of crying, but not like the wailing, screaming cry that he was doing before. So once it got to that point, I went upstairs, I made him a bottle, and I took it to him and I gave him his pacifiers. I usually have like a ton of pacifiers in his crib so that all he has to do is like reach and he'll find one. But while he was throwing the almighty tantrum that he was throwing in the 45 minutes, he threw them all out of the crib. So I gave him all his pacifiers back. I gave him a bottle. I laid him down. I rubbed his back. He fell asleep within like 5 minutes. I didn't pick him up. And then once he fell asleep, I walked back out of the room. And I sat on the couch. I didn't even bother going back downstairs because I knew he was going to wake up again. And after about 30 minutes, he woke up again screaming. But this time it only took him 15 minutes and he went back, like he put himself back to sleep. And then he didn't wake up this morning. I had to wake him up this morning because of my doctor's appointment, and I woke him up at 9:30. So that was amazing. And then for nap time today, I did the same thing. I changed his diaper, I gave him a bottle, I gave him his pacifiers, I put him in his crib, closed the door, and walked out. And he didn't cry, he just like kind of whined for a good 5 minutes, and then he put himself to sleep. After only 5 minutes. You have no idea how much of relief that is. Like, I'm really hoping that this sticks and that he starts getting back to his normal soothing himself and going to sleep in his own room, because he is not fun to sleep with. I love him to death, but he literally tosses and turns and kicks and hits, and he sleeps sideways, so his feet are in my husband's face or in my face, and his hands are just, it's just horrible. He's not a good sleeping partner. So I'm hoping I have that under control. I just need to stick with it now. Because she's literally going to be here in almost 6 weeks. 6 weeks. 7 weeks. 6 or 7 weeks. She's almost going to be here. And I need to get this, like, just nipped in the butt before she does, because I am not going to be able to handle having both of them down here. It's just, it's not going to happen. That was a really long story. But anyways, that's why I'm tired, I'm guessing. I'm also weak, but that has to do with the anemia. I'm taking iron, which really does help. I don't feel as weak as I did before I started taking the iron. But I mean, I still get like those moments every once in a while that I'm just like, eh. But not nearly as bad as it was before. I am hungry all the time. And honestly, it has to do with having gestational diabetes because I'm just scared to eat anything. They say that I'm only allowed to have up to 45 carbohydrates for every meal and up to 20 carbohydrates for snack. And I can only have 2 snacks a day. So once I get up to like those carbs, I can't eat anymore. And sometimes, most of the time, I'm still hungry after I eat my max amount. But I don't eat because I don't want to like harm the baby or harm myself or whatever. So I told the doctor about that today, and she just said, if you're hungry, you need to eat. Like, try and stay away from the carbs. Like, try leaning towards more of the proteins and that type of stuff. So she said to eat like Greek yogurt and cheese and nuts and vegetables and peanut butter, which I love peanut butter. So I'm gonna try that out, and hopefully I won't be as hungry and I'll start gaining the weight that I'm supposed to gain instead of losing weight. But we'll see. I'm also really cranky, but I think that's just the hormones and the being hungry and the being tired. It just all ties together. So there's that. I have really bad pelvic bone discomfort. I think it's just because she sits really low, and so it just I feel like my pelvic bone is bruised all the time. So that's really uncomfortable. I get really bad backaches, but again, I think that has to do with my massive my boobs, let's just say it. They're ginormous and it's giving me backaches. And I'm really looking forward to them getting even bigger when my milk comes in. I'm gonna have to get like a brace or a band or something to like support my back. I have one. I had one for Nikolai. I just need to find it. I have it somewhere. I need to find it and start wearing it because I think that'll really help. I get muscle tightening, like if I stretch, not my arms, but like in my legs, if I like stretch them, I start getting like my muscles start getting tight, and I have to like flex my feet. If not, like it's so painful. Sometimes I even have to get Jan to like, my husband to like massage it out because it gets really bad. I still get really hot at night, so I still put the temperature down really low. But then I'm freezing by the time the morning comes. So I don't know what's up with that. It's really, really hard to get comfortable at night. I'm constantly moving. I have a million pillows supporting me everywhere. So when I do have to put myself in a different position, I have to move all of the pillows with me, and so that takes forever. And then once I get comfortable, then I have to pee. So then I have to get up out of bed, go to the bathroom, come back, get comfortable, put the pillows everywhere that I need them. And then Nikolai is sleeping with me. So that's another reason why he needs to start sleeping in his own bed, because it's really hard for me to get comfortable. And then with him laying with us, it's just, on top of that, it's just, no. We need to get it under control. But on a more positive note, I feel her kicking so much. I don't know if you guys remember or if you're new at the beginning. At around 12 weeks, I got really, really nervous because with my son Nikolai at 12 weeks, I started feeling him kick like crazy. But with her, I hadn't felt anything at 12 weeks. So I started getting really nervous, and I called the doctor and I went in, and it was just a huge thing. And they were just saying that my placenta is in front of her, so it's blocking her and my stomach, so it's going to be harder for me to feel her. Plus, girls usually tend to run smaller, so their kicks aren't as rough or prominent or whatever. But I feel her so much now, especially when I'm laying down. She just goes crazy at night. And then another thing, I don't know, like I might be crazy, but it might just be a mom thing. But whenever Nikolai is like laying close to me or touching my stomach in any way, she starts moving and kicking, and to me it's like she just doesn't want her brother to touch her, or she likes her brother touching my stomach or something, so she wants to like, I don't know. I just think it's cute. I think like that it's just funny that every single time he's near my stomach, touching my stomach, laying on my stomach, she just goes crazy. And then when anybody else tries to touch my stomach, or even me, like even when I try and touch it, like if she's moving, as soon as I touch it, she stops. If she's moving and I get somebody else to touch it, she stops. But if my son is touching my stomach or laying on it or whatever, she just goes crazy and just keeps doing it and keeps doing it and keeps doing it. So I just think that's really cute. Another thing, I got so much stuff for her for Christmas. It's insane. I am going to have to do a whole separate video for that though. I have a video that I'm doing where it's like the part 2 of her clothing haul. And it's like all the stuff that I had in the drawers that I talked about in the part 1 video. I don't know if I'm gonna put the clothes that I got for her for Christmas in that video, or if I'm gonna make a whole video just called what I got for Christmas. So maybe I'll do that. It just depends on how long the video is for the clothes that I had in the drawer. So we'll see. I might be able to combine them. If not, I'll just make a whole video of what I got for Christmas, and that'll be included in it. So there's that. And then last thing is I get to see her. I go into an appointment again next week, and I get to have an ultrasound, so I finally get to see her. I haven't seen her, I don't even know when the last time I saw her. Let me look it up really fast. Because it's been so long. With Nikolai, I had like 10 ultrasounds. But that was because I was high risk. But with her, I'm not high risk, so they've done like 2 or 3 ultrasounds. But yeah, the last time I got to see her was October 3rd. October, November, December. It's almost been like October, November, December, January. It's almost been 3 months since I've gotten to see her. So she's probably gotten so much bigger and so many more details and all that stuff. I really want to go get like the 4D ultrasound. They don't do that at my doctor's office, but there's a place in Fort Myers that does it, and I did it for Nikolai, and I really, really want to go do that. So I'm going to see if my husband will be cool with that. we'll see. But yeah, other than that, I have been feeling pretty good. I definitely have more energy than I did before, and I really think that has to do with me taking iron. I really hate taking the iron because it tastes like metal, but I need it, so we gotta stick it out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said before, I'm hoping that I will be able to upload a lot more since I got my new computer, and it's got a lot more storage, and it's not gonna like mess with me and say that I can't like upload my videos or whatever. So you will be seeing a lot more of me. I'm hoping. I really think it'll be okay. This computer is supposed to have a lot of storage. I mean, it's the big one, like the iMac like desktop thing. So it better have a lot of storage. But yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you again. I am going to be putting up my part 2 baby girl clothing haul, and I will be putting up my what I got for Christmas. So those are 2 videos that I have planned. If you guys have, oh, and I'm also going to do my nursery tour. So be on the lookout for those 3 videos. If you guys have any other suggestions, please, please, please leave them down below. I really want to get some ideas because I really do like doing videos. I just need ideas. I know that in the future I want to do like what I have in my hospital bag, what I have in my diaper bag, like that kind of stuff. But those are like, I'm not going to do until I'm like 37, 38 weeks, which I say like it's forever away, but it's really going to be here like around the corner. But yeah, so if you have any ideas, please leave them down below. Like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know when I upload. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.